GB News gets its facts right. Josh, your take on this? Do you currently still work for the BBC? In which case?
I don't work for the BBC anymore, so I can speak.
Yeah.
Look, I know there are people who watch the channel who think very much that the BBC should be defunded and all that other stuff. I think BBC gets a lot of stuff right. I think its news department, though, has been failing for a long time in terms of its partiality. I came on this channel and I talked about something that happened where the BBC basically called a bunch of Jewish kids Islamophobic or whatever, and they were proved wrong, and they listened to all the stuff, and experts came in, and the BBC still, and it's now Ofcom has it, and forget the fact I'm wearing a Star of David, but it was I think that was a disgraceful example of them using this impartiality of these Jewish kids being attacked in Oxford Street and still hasn't gone anywhere. They've got all that CCTV footage. They've never found out. They've never sort of arrested anybody. This is sort of 6-7 months ago, and the BBC came along and went, we can't just sort of say that this happened. We're going to have to also say that the kids did something to provoke it. And it turns out they hadn't. They were speaking Hebrew and they heard something wrong. So look, this is one little example of their desire to kind of come into these issues and go, wait a minute, we have to cover ourselves here. We need, rather than just being strong with it and just going, this is what happened. And I feel that there's a massive failing and there's a bravery failing in the BBC. Saying that, it takes, in terms of the whole trans debate, the BBC, but it wasn't BBC News that did this, but they did a great 10-part podcast about Stonewall, but it sort of came via the podcast department and whatever. That should have been coming from the news department. They should have been a lot braver on a lot of these issues a lot earlier, and they haven't, because people are scared of their jobs. And it's very frustrating. And that's why, when the channel, before I ever worked here, I was very excited that this channel was being created. I watched this particular show before I ever came on here, because there was a need for people to be a little bit braver and to talk about these issues that have seemingly just been swept aside or pretended they don't exist or whatever. And it's been really frustrating.
But one of the things that